Alright, so now we're going to add and subtract rational numbers, and when you're adding and subtracting rational numbers, you have to pay attention to your integer rules. So the first one I have there is negative 1/4 plus 2/8. So first, find common denominator. So between 4 and 8, that would be 8. So I'm going to take that negative 1/4 and I'm going to multiply it by 2. So 2 times 1 is 2, 4 times 2 is 8, so I get negative 2/8 plus 2/8. Now, different signs, need to subtract, so 2 minus 2 is 0, so this would equal 0, because 0 over 8 is just 0. Next I have 3 1/6 plus negative 3 1/6 plus negative 2 1/8. So again, common denominators between 6 and 8. 6 can't be turned into 8, can't be turned into 16, can be turned into 24. So I need to turn these into 24. So 8 times 3 is 24, so I'm going to multiply that by 3, and 6 times 4 is 24, so I'm going to multiply that by 4. So I'm going to get negative 3 and 4 24ths plus negative 2 and 3 24ths. So now my signs are the same, so I can just add those. So negative 3 plus negative 2 is going to give me negative 5, and then 4 plus 3 is going to give me 7. So I get negative 5 and 7 24ths as my answer. Alright, so let's do some subtraction ones. And so first, find a common denominator. So the common denominator between 3 and 8 would be 24, so I can multiply 2/3 by 8 and 3/8 by 3 to give me 2 times 8 is 16, so that would be negative 16 over 24 minus 3 times 3 is 9 over 24. So when you're doing this, remember, keep, change as our integer rules. So I'm going to keep that negative 16 over 24. I'm going to change my subtraction to adding, and I'm going to change that positive 9 and 24 to negative 9 and 24ths. So now I can add. So negative 16 plus negative 9. 16 plus 9 is 25. And a negative and a negative make more negative. So that's going to be negative 25 over 24. And 24 will go into 25 one time. So that's going to be negative 1. And then 25 minus 24 is 1 over 24. So my final answer is going to be negative 1 and 1/24. Next I got 5/8 minus negative 1/4. So again, common denominator, and multiply it by 2 to give me 8ths. So I'm going to have 5/8 minus negative 1 times 2 is 2, 4 times 2 is 8. Remember, keep, change. So I'm going to keep the 5/8, change my subtraction to addition, change my 2/8 to a positive. And now I can add these because I have 5/8 plus 2/8. So 5 plus 2 is 7. Common denominator of 8. So my final answer there is 7/8. Let's do a couple more subtraction with mixed numbers. So the first one I got is 6 2/3 minus 2 1/9. So first, find a common denominator. So between 3 and 9, I can turn a 3 into a 9 by multiplying by 3. So I'm going to take that 2/3, multiply it by 3. So I'm going to get 6, and 2 times 3 is 6/9 minus 2 1/9. So here you can just subtract. 6 minus 1 is 5 over a common denominator of 9, and 6 minus 2 is 4. Next I got 5 1/8, negative 5 1/8 minus 2 3/4. So common denominator between 4 and 8 would be 8. So I'm going to multiply that 3/4 by 2. And get negative 5 1/8 minus 2, and 3 times 2 is 6 over 8. Remember, do our keep, change. So negative 5 1/8 plus negative 2 6/8. So now this is just an addition problem, and the signs are the same, so I'm going to add. So 6 plus 1 is 7. over a common number of 8, and then negative 5 plus negative 2 is going to give me negative 7. So my final answer is negative 7 and 7/8.